Hey folks, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and Bandit wants to get in this shot. Come here, buddy. Here's my buddy Bandit, for those of you who don't know about him. Say hi to the camera. Hello, camera. No? You don't want to do that? Some of you guys are interested in Bandit, so I like to show him every once in a while. He's doing very well. He's getting close to midlife now. He's about almost 6 years old. He'll be 6 this summer. And he's a great little dog. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah. Today, the first day of February 2018, we've got a real steel knife. This is the G3 Puukko Light. So yeah, G10 handle scales on this guy. You can get it in this, they're calling this fruit green. It looks a little more yellow than green to me, but it does look sort of like a green apple, I guess. You can also get it in black G10, and you can get it in black G10 with a black wash blade. Those are your 3 choices for how to get this knife. And I wanted to get it in this really bright color. I'm thinking that this is a really nice knife to take with me when I go camping or whatever. And if I drop this in the woods or something, it'll be relatively easy to find, even though the woods are going to be all green, but they're mostly going to be darker than this. We've got a very skeletonized liner in here on both sides. And so it's a nice light knife, 14C28N, full flat grind blade, very gentle drop point. It does drop just ever so slightly there. And I think that this open pillar construction knife is something that you are going to be interested in. I'm really liking it. It comes in at a good price point of right around $75 US, although you might be able to find it less. You keep watching. Going to have links in the description below. I did find one place that has a sale on. At least the sale was on while I'm recording this. Hopefully it'll be on when it gets posted. So why don't you stick around for the full review of the G3 Puukko Light. So I've had this knife for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and I've been playing with it an awful lot. I really like this thing. I do have the big brother of this knife, or one of the big brothers of this knife, just the G3 Puukko. Actually, I should show that to you. Okay, here is the big brother of this knife. You can see the similarities right off the get-go. Let's zoom in a little bit. So you can see a lot of the similarities right here. It's basically the same shape blade. Of course, a big difference right here. Same shape handle. You can't really see this dent right here or this cutout here. There's the same thing back here. Same shape everywhere. This is all steel production, and it's 14C28N steel as well. So they're both the same steel. You can also get this knife with a true Scandi grind all the way up. And that's what a real Puukko is. Some people are going to suggest that you must have a Scandi grind for it to be a Puukko. I'm not going to, get into that argument one way or another. It's just the ones that I got don't have that. So you got a really strong edge right here close to the pivot, and then a full flat grind the rest of it. And then this one's slightly different with this chamfer up here, or the swedge up here, and then the full flat grind. But the handle and everything very similar. And of course, this is a Framelock knife. You can still get this knife, and I'll have links for this guy in the description below. You can get, you can get them for a very good price. And here's the designer right there, designed by Ostap Hell. I really like Ostap. I've got him on Facebook as a friend, and I've chatted with him a few times. Really great guy from Poland. So if you're interested in, finding a really good knife maker, he also makes some other things. Check him out, and just check him out. We've got his name on the blade right here, and there's the steel type 14C28N, nice and small and real steel here. I don't like a lot of writing on my knives. This one's not bad. You can get this in, as I said, black, and black with a black wash. At least I think I said that. I'll show you pictures of all those right now. Those are great choices, and I chose green on purpose, and I already told you why. There's no lanyard hole either on the original nor on this one. We've got the same kind of pocket clip. It's just this time it's just steel instead of blued. The liner lock has got a little bit of jimping in it right there. Those 5 little notches cut out, just to give you a little bit extra grip, make it easy to close. The flipper is very, very smooth. I'll show you the insides of the knife right now. And now you know why it's so smooth. It's really, really nice. Those bearings are just great. And of course, because you've got liners in there, it just rides really, really smooth on that steel. And because of those liners that are so skeletonized, that's why it's such a light little knife. Quite a bit lighter than its Framelock brother. By the way, its Framelock brother is, I'll put the weight on the screen right now. Remember those numbers, because when I do this dimensions and weight for here, you want to know. Well, let's do that right now. Why not? What do we have? Cutting edge, 8.95 centimeters, 3.52 inches. And the blade length is actually just a little bit less because we measure the blade length from the tip right here of that point on the G10 to the tip of the blade, 8.87 centimeters, 3.49 inches. The blade thickness on this guy is 3.4 millimeters, 0.134 inches. The blade depth from the back, from the spine to the cutting edge, and I measured right here by close to the pivot, 2.3 centimeters, 0.9 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind, and I usually go about 1 inch from the pivot area along the blade because that's where you're going to cut an awful lot. 0.45 millimeters, 0.0175 inches. That's a really good thickness behind the grind, and this steel can easily handle it. That's really good. Your handle length is 11.87 centimeters, 4.67 inches. The grip area, so on the inside of the flipper to the end of the handle right here, 9.66 centimeters, 3.8 inches. The handle thickness, not counting the pocket clip, is 1.35 centimeters. That's 0.529 inches. And the handle depth right here at the widest point is 2.67 centimeters, 1.05 inches. The length of this knife with the blade deployed is 20.75 centimeters, 8.17 inches. So plus 8-inch knife, over 8 inches, and it only weighs 94 grams, 3.3 ounces. 3.3 ounces. So that's why they decided, I think that's one of the reasons why I think they decided, you know, the success of the original G3 Puukko was so high, they decided to make a light brother, and that's why it's called the G3 Puukko Light. Very, very good choice. I think they did a great job, and Ostap is getting recognition for a really good design that he came up with here, and this knife is awesome. This is one of those knives I'm never going to sell unless I absolutely have to. I'm going to try to get every Ostap design that I possibly can. There's a few more older Ostap designs that Real Steel has, and I just have to save up more shekels to get them because I really, really want them. How much does this knife cost? Real Steel sells it for $74.50 US. You can buy it from their website directly, realsteelknives.com, and they will ship it to you, and you'll get it in good time. They ship very quickly. It takes like 4 business days, and that's it, and you will have it. So the unique features on this is basically nothing terribly unique because, you know, it's an existing knife that's just been modified, but it's a very nice knife. I really wish they would have this same knife in the Scandi grind as well. The G3 Light with the Scandi grind, because some people just want that, and it might not be a big majority of people. I suspect maybe the sales of this knife with the Scandi grind were not that high, but the sales of this blade were probably very high, and which is why they asked Ostap to design this version here. I don't know, but that's what I suspect. There's some people that really want the Scandi, but some people don't. Pros: weight. It's strong and it weighs so very little, 3.3 ounces. You could carry this thing anywhere and not be concerned about it at all. If you want to drop it in your pocket so that there's nothing showing, you can do that, and it's not going to weigh down your pants or your pocket or anything. If you're going to wear it with a pocket clip, it's going to look like this. The clip works very, very well. It grabs on nice and tight, and there you go. You got that little bit sticking out. Now imagine this with black G10, and I think it's a blackwash pocket paper clip, blackwash pocket clip as well. And that's going to hide a whole lot better if you want one that's a little more subtle. It sticks out here about 1.5 centimeters, not quite, about 0.6, just over half of an inch sticking out of my pocket. Really, really nice. The attention to detail is very high. Take a look at that pivot screw. It's just beautiful. Very simple, but beautiful. The detail work is done just very, very well. The milling of the G10 is great. That back pillar right there, let's see if I can get some light in it. There you go. You can get that hourglass kind of shape in there. And the blade just kind of comes along. It's very good centering. Not perfect, but very good centering. Lockup is excellent. Just where I want a brand new knife to be. I really like it when this outside edge of this lock arm meets up with the outside edge of the tang of the blade, and this thing lines up that way perfectly. Flipper tab's got a little bit of jimping on there, so when you're using the knife, it offers that little bit extra protection in your hand. So if you did stab into something and came to an abrupt stop, it's unlikely for your hand to go over, so that's a good thing. No jimping anywhere else. Very good grip any other way you want to hold it. The reverse, forward, reverse grip, whatever you want to call it. Regular fist grip or hammer grip. Nice pinch grip, pinching at the pivot point. Sneak up pinch, pinching on the blade for more delicate work. It's a very, very nice knife that's very comfortable in the hand any which way that you want to hold it. I really like the different options and the colors that they came up with. Nice grind lines on the steel here. It's just a very nice all-around knife. Thin behind the edge. Let's see how well it just cuts into paper. I do sharpen my knives before I do the reviews, and I talked about why on yesterday's video. So if you're wondering why I sharpen before I do my video, watch the video on the Sanran Mu 4110. You'll have a link to that probably at the very end of this video, because it'll list off the most recent video, and that's the video I did yesterday. And there's a good reason for me to sharpen my knives before I do my tests, before I do my reviews. I sharpened this knife about 4 weeks ago when I got it, and it's been holding its edge very, very well. It's no longer a pristine edge because I've done a lot of cutting, but it certainly is quite good. This is a USB cable with, you can see it right there, 4 wires inside. There's also some metal sheathing and some metal wires around the outside edge of it. And it just is a really nice cutting knife. And you can do very precise little cuts with it. And the edge just stays very, very sharp no matter what you do. So there you go. That's a little bit of my cut tests. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Remember, always cut towards your chum. Why did I do a stabbing motion? And not your thumb. Bye now.